All right, let's talk about Aidan Hutchinson, the, year 2 edge rusher now, who I think we have to start having the is he elite conversation. He had a really good rookie year and is seemingly making strides to be even better than that here in year 2. I thought he was really impactful in this Detroit Lions game against the Atlanta Falcons. Obviously, Detroit Lions game, but against the Atlanta Falcons, he had a pair of sacks and a lot of other good plays. So let's get into it, starting off with one of the plays that I would categorize as an other good play. Because again, what do we look at with edge rushers? We look at them being able to get consistent pressure. Hutchinson's always done that. He did that last season. That's just a thing he does. But the truly great players find other ways to impact. It's not just their pass rush, although obviously that's the main thing. And something like this is just a good example of him making a play where you're going to have actually a fullback starting off blocking him, which immediately might say like, okay, massive mismatch. And it is. But you know that if you're Atlanta. They're running a play action to the offense's left, and then it's a rollout towards the top of the screen. A lot of times you don't even block the edge rusher on this play. They are going to block him, but they're using a fullback because hopefully the fake can get him somewhat out of position. Watch as when this play begins, you see that, fullback trying to block Hutchinson towards the inside. That's what he's trying to do here. And this just, to me, just a really smart play by Hutchinson to kind of understand the situation. Well, yes, in theory, you want to get towards the top of the screen as quick as possible. If you just run straight through there's a guy in your way. So, maybe be a little bit more creative. Watch him sidestep him, and then he's able to get over. And at this point, Ridder now has to worry about Hutchinson, right? That's what you want to do on this play. Make the quarterback have to worry about you. It's also, a lot of times on these plays, there is a threat to run. You've taken the running threat out of the play, but Ridder should still have time to make a throw if he wants to make a throw, right? But when he does, watch Hutchinson get his hand up, and he deflected that pass, resulting in the incompletion. He's actually been pretty good at deflecting passes, and he is paying attention to it as well, where sometimes he's putting the hands into throwing lanes, and it's still getting through, but he's still making it difficult on quarterbacks. These are little things, but they really do matter in a football game, and again, adding value any way you can. Obviously, if this is all he did, we wouldn't be talking about him. Like, you have to be able to rush the passer as well and stop the run as well, but this is a good example of him being able to do other things. This next play is a fascinating one where it's actually going to be a one-on-one matchup against a guard. The way it works is that it's going to be a play action, and so kind of to help sell the play action, they're going to have the tackle to straight up block the interior defensive lineman, but then a guard kind of goes over, and he's the one who's going to protect. Because again, sometimes you just straight up won't even have the edge rusher get blocked on this play. Like I said with the last one, but here they kind of know if we're doing it to Hutchinson's side, we have to have someone to block him. So watch how when this play begins. Okay, Hutchinson kind of at this point makes his adjustment and realizes what's going on. Takes him just a split second, but he's like, okay, got it. Guard, I have to get past. Looks down the field. Again, it's kind of difficult because you could easily assume that the quarterback is going to continue rolling out towards the bottom of the screen, but Hutchinson is going to make a really interesting move here. Watch him with a swim move to immediately get past the guard, and again, Ridder had just enough time on his play to make the throw. Someone got open. At the end of the day, if someone's open quickly, doesn't matter how good of a job you do as a pass rusher, it just doesn't. It is what it is. But for Hutchinson, really good play there. And of course, this kind of value can, get more valuable and can add value on top because teams might eventually start to say, well, maybe we just shouldn't run these types of plays in Hutchinson's direction because he's going to get open so quickly, or he's going to get past his assigned man so quickly. Maybe we just have to put someone straight up on him no matter what. But that makes it more difficult to sell running fakes, which for Atlanta, that's kind of what their whole game is built around, is being able to help run the ball and then run play actions off of that. And for Hutchinson, the fact that he just disrupts that so much really makes a huge impact in a game like this. And also something like this, where Hutchinson unblocked right here. So just going to realize a good amount of these plays aren't him getting blocked in the traditional sense. But again, that happens with edge rushers. That actually happens pretty frequently with edge rushers, is you don't get blocked a ton the way you might expect, especially in the running game, which, again, Atlanta loves to run the football. This is a big play. I mean, Lions are up 10. It's a 3rd down and 6. Kind of a questionable call to run the ball here anyway. But they like Bijan Robinson, obviously. Get the ball in his hands. Makes some sense. Hutchinson unblocked off the edge, which is usually what you do here. You have to leave someone unblocked, right? Unless the defense is playing a 2-safety deep coverage, you're going to have to leave somebody unblocked. So typically you leave someone unblocked who's furthest away from where you're running. You're running to the left, you leave the right end unblocked. So when this play begins, you see Bijan has the football. Hutchinson's a bit far away. And this is kind of one of those things where, remember when Trayvon Walker got drafted above Hutchinson and everyone kind of almost made it seem like Hutchinson wasn't a great athlete, despite the fact that he actually is a superstar athlete. He was just, getting compared to debatably like the greatest athlete on earth in terms of someone who's built like an edge rusher, but could legitimately his testing numbers were like a corner. Now, his ability to play football has struggled a little bit, but we don't need to get into that on the Aidan Hutchinson video. The reason I bring it up is because I feel like what that did was kind of cause people to really underrate just how dominant of an athlete Hutchinson is, and he's going to show it off on this play. I mean, watch him just blow by. He's able to help make that play. I don't know if he had to. It seems like Detroit was doing a pretty good job of getting over there anyway, but absolutely Hutchinson was able to run over and help it out, and I do think that even if there was an open hole for Bijan to run through on the offense's left, I still don't think he gets there because I think Hutchinson was there and would have at least had a chance to slow him down and probably make the tackle. So really good stuff. But there's one thing we have yet to talk about with Hutchinson, and it's probably the most important thing to talk about, his pass rush. Here we go. 1st down and 10. The Falcons trying to get back in it. 6.5 minutes left. They're down 17 points, excuse me. It's tough, but they need a score right here. And one of the great things about these scenarios for an edge rusher, a passing play is almost certainly coming. And even if it is a rush, you'll kind of take the 10-yard gain if they surprise you once or twice doing that, because you can't do that consistently. So Hutchinson, he's just pass rushing here, and he's going to pull off just the most difficult move to block, in my opinion, and in most people's opinion. Watch him go with the spin move, and I mean, what do you do to stop something like that? Basically, everyone who's played offensive line will say that the most difficult play to block is a really good spin move. If you can pull off that spin move successfully, there's almost just no stopping it, and Hutchinson has a good spin move, so yeah, one of the many things that makes him a dominant player. So while the pass rush is incredible, and we could talk all day about the pass rush if we want, I wanted to make a video touching on the other stuff. I still touch on the pass rush, but all of the things that make Hutchinson incredible and makes him just a dominant force for Detroit. So, yeah, I mean, as a whole, while Hutchinson was kind of seen as this complete can't-miss prospect coming out of college, doesn't always work out that way, right? Like, I think Chase Young's still been, solid when he's been on the field, but he's certainly not lived up to the hype that he had coming out of college. Hutchinson kind of had similar hype, and so far he is totally living up to that hype, which is just super exciting if you're a Detroit Lions fan, and totally worth the number 2 overall pick so far into his career. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.